What's up, everybody? Freas Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com, and Microsoft just wrapped up their press conference as of when I was recording this, and they've got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about what they announced at the show. Then I'm going to give my own impressions of what they announced and how I feel they'll fit in this fall. Okay, so they started off the press conference. They started out by saying they got some Kinect Sports action coming this fall for the Xbox One. And they also have, and that's going to be at launch. It's going to be a launch title. It's called Kinect Sports Rivals, and it's going to, of course, Kinect integration, all of that stuff. Metal Gear Solid 5 is also coming to the Xbox One. Hideo Kojima also came out and said, I'm glad we're having this game on the Xbox One, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Microsoft also announced that at all Xbox 360 users are going to be able to get 2 free games per month. You have to have Xbox Live Gold, of course, so it's kind of like their version of PlayStation Plus. And they're going to start out with Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3. So, yeah. Minecraft was announced for the Xbox One. The first gameplay footage and trailer was shown off for Killer Instinct, which was looked cool. Twitch TV software is built into the Xbox One, so you're going to be able to live stream. You don't need a capture card. Crimson Dragon and Dead Rising 3 was announced for the Xbox One. Crimson Dragon is basically the next game in the Panzer Dragoon series, and Dead Rising 3, of course, from the first one and the second one. And they showed off a gameplay demo of Dead Rising 3 with one of the producers on stage. It looked cool, open world, persistent, no loading times. And the Crimson Dragon, they showed off a trailer, but the volume didn't, the music didn't work, so we couldn't hear it. We just saw it. E3 Quantum Break. The new game from Remedy Studios, or Remedy, whatever they're called. They showed off more of that. It was a gameplay trailer. It was really short. It showed off the game. The graphics looked cool, so that was good. Then you had the EA douchebags come out on stage. They showed off Battlefield 4. They also announced it's going to be running in 60 frames per second on the Xbox One, and they showed off a trailer. It looks just like Battlefield 3. Next, they showed off The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's coming to the Xbox One. It's going to be early next year, and it has Kinect, Smart Glass, and integration into it. Next, they showed off the Halo. There's going to be a new Halo game for it. It's not called Halo 5, or we don't know what the name is, but it's also going to run in 60 frames per second. So yeah, they just showed off that in a short trailer. You didn't really see much. You didn't even see any action in the trailer at all. They also showed off a new game from Crytek. It's called Xbox One exclusive. It's called Rise. And that game is basically the God of War of the Xbox 360, but it didn't look anywhere near as intuitive, and there was a ton of QuickTime events. The graphics looked okay, but the gameplay looked very, very stale from what they showed, because it was just QuickTime events. The battle system did not look intuitive at all, and that was a live gameplay demo. They showed off a lot of that. Okay, so that's basically the whole conference, and they also announced probably the biggest thing was the price and the release date. The release date, it's coming out this November in the United States and in 21 markets, they said, and it's going to retail for $499 US. The system is expensive, and that is not including Xbox Live, nor is that including the little TV dongle thing that you need to also do the whole TV cable box stuff. The system is very expensive. It's a premium system for premium users, and you know what? I'm not gonna buy one of these things. I mean, my initial impressions of the conference is that it was okay for games wise, but they avoided all the DRM talk. They avoided all of the used game stuff. They avoided all of the issues because they already they said that on there, and they don't want to talk about it. They canceled their E3 post press conference, so they don't want to talk about that. All of that stuff is true. They're going to be blocking used games, blah blah blah. Go on PlayerEssence.com. You can read up all about it, as well as if you go on PlayerEssence.com, you can see all this stuff that I talked about. But as far as my initial reactions and my conference grade, it was my initial reactions was that the console's too expensive. They showed off way too many shooters, way too many bro dude action games. No Japanese RPGs in sight. Not one. Not one Japanese RPG in sight, not one Japanese style action game in sight. It seems like they're investing a lot into the European and American markets. They're not really paying much attention to Japan, which that's not their focus. The Xbox isn't going to sell well in Japan, so I understand that, but really it doesn't really appeal to what I was looking for in a press conference. They showed off games, but too many shooters, like I said, too many bro dude action games, not enough variety from what I've seen, too many first person shooters. So yeah, I was not very impressed. They did also show off the new game from Titan, the new game from Respawn Entertainment called Titanfall, which is also going to be like a cloud-based persistent world. They also showed off Forza 5. But like I said, a lot of these games, driving, shooting, action, a generic action game, quick time events. I mean, it wasn't really what I was looking for. Nothing really surprised me or jumped out at me. Just a lot of standard stuff that we kind of knew was coming or wasn't really interesting at all. Overall, for the press conference, I gave it a C minus. Maybe even a D, but I'm going to be nice and give it a C minus. There wasn't really much that interests me or people that like the type of style that I like. A lot of first-person shooter games, a lot of bro dudes, and sports games. So yeah, it wasn't really my thing, and the price is way too expensive. That is not consumer friendly. That does not count Xbox Live Gold that you have to pay for, or the TV dongle thing. Some of the stuff like Twitch TV software is cool, but I already have a capture card, so it's not really that big of a deal. And yeah, I wasn't really impressed. So I'll give them a C minus for the press conference. And like I said, that price is just a little too high for a lot of people. $499 US is not cheap. All right. So if you want to check out all the stuff that I talked about, you can go on playerassist.com. I'll put that in the description below. And we're going to be continuing our coverage of E3 all day today. So make sure you keep on refreshing that page on playerassist.com. We're going to have tons of stuff. We're going to cover the EA press conference, Sony's press conference, and we're going to be covering Nintendo. So we got all your E3 news, all your E3 action right here on playerassist.com. My name is Farias Francis, and I will see you guys later. Peace.